Hello, how are we, chat? Welcome to Anfield Road TV. Yeah, another World Cup watch along. Been a couple of days anyway, but a little bit has happened, especially last night as well. Unlucky to Cape Verde, nearly beating Argentina anyway, the world champions, or the defending world champions as well. But Cape Verde, story of the World Cup so far, and probably will be of the tournament. The size of the country and fighting against the mighty power that is Leo Messi and the Argentina as well. So yeah, a game today, Canada versus Morocco. Obviously Morocco semi-finalists in the last World Cup. Pride of Africa, in all honesty, in terms of how good their football has been in previous tournaments and this tournament as well. But yeah, we'll get straight into the starting 11 for both teams. Obviously Canada, one of the co-hosts. Obviously countries alongside obviously America and Mexico. Obviously Mexico playing tomorrow. Hopefully Mexico win. But let's get straight into obviously the starting 11 for Canada. Crepe in goal. The right back Johnston, De Figueros as well. Bombino. Bomito as well, Larea, Buchanan, who had a fantastic Qatar World Cup 4 years ago, really one of the standout players for me in terms of, you look at the World Cup, you look at some of breakout stars, and he really impressed me, as did Johnston. And off the back of that World Cup, I think he did get a move to Celtic. I think that's where he is now anyway, the Canadian right back. Obviously Buchanan, I think he was at Juventus last time I looked. I don't even know where he is now. I'll check in a little bit. Seguir as well, Estiao and Ahmed. And then up front, you've got Jonathan David. Obviously, everyone knows him anyway if you watched a bit of European football. Eliouassi as well. And for Morocco, Bonu, who was making even more noise off the back of last World Cup anyway. Everyone that watched that tournament and has watched Bonu over the last couple of seasons as well knows he's one. For me, he's up there for him and Martinez. I think the antics that they do on like putting off penalty takers, it's fantastic really to see, especially for a club that had Jersey Dudek bouncing along the goal line as well. Yeah, it is a tactic, and it's all about psychology as a goalkeeper, trying to put off your attacker. So Bonu, some big saves, a tremendous save obviously to get Morocco into the round of last 16. And then you got Ashraf Hakimi, Diop, Halal as well, Mazraoui, Bouadi and El Yanasi as well, who's been linked with many clubs. Obviously both of those number sixes have Bouadi and El Yanous, two very young players, and certainly if they go even further, then obviously I think their agents will be very busy this summer as well. Diaz, Onyinahi as well, who had again a bit like Bonu and a bit like Johnson and Buchanan. For me, Onyinahi was tremendous in the last World Cup, and he's been alright, not quite as good as what he'd done in Qatar, but that can all change today as well if his performances do pick up. El Kinous as well, and then Salbari as well. Obviously, fresh off signing just for Bayern Munich as well. I think that's a very shrewd signing, in all honesty. 25-year-old forward. I got a lot of attributes, really. Very good in terms of, a bit like Harry Kane, in terms of the clinical nature of him. His conversion rate is quite high in terms of, obviously, he's been in, I think it was in the Dutch league for PSV Eindhoven. I'm just looking at statistics here, yeah. 37 games last year in all competitions, registering 19 goals, 9 assists for the Dutch team. The year before last, 44 appearances, 15 goals, 14 assists as well, chat. So get your score predictions in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section as well. Who did you watch the game last night? I think everyone did, or anyone that watched the highlights when you were watching, probably a lot more sensible time compared to the other people that were sat watching it anyway. But yeah, I tell you, that would have been some story, that chat, wasn't it? But it's going to give Cape Verde the world of goods. Everyone's going, oh, the goalkeeper, he's a free agent. You look and he's about 40. So sadly for the Cape Verde, maybe in the Veterans League, maybe, and it might need a signing as well. But I think he was playing in the Portuguese league. But yeah, he's only been a professional goalkeeper for the last 10 years, chat. And then obviously he was working a normal job like everyone else as well. But yeah, it's a historic rise anyway. It's amazing to see. And that's the thing, the beauty about World Cups. You do find these amazing journeys as footballers. And obviously, you do find new talented players as well. That agents will be very, very busy. So, chat, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you are new. And yes, big up there, Kev. Right, be on a second there, chat, and we are underway. So, obviously, we got Canada, Morocco, chat. If you've not seen the knockout phase, if you've been away from the football this week, obviously, today we will be doing Canada and Morocco. Obviously, I think it's a France game. I should know because we're going to be doing it. Yeah, Paraguay versus France. Could Paraguay, could Gil in between the Paraguay sticks pull off another miracle, really? Hopefully, that is the case anyway. But yeah, there was nearly one giant killing last night in Argentina getting knocked out. But you never know. Don't write Paraguay off just yet, even though they are coming up against the tournament favourites. But yeah, and yeah, so we'll be doing the Paraguay-France game later this evening, chat. And yeah, the Brazil-Norway game, it's on a more of a sensible time for everyone tomorrow. That's on at 9 p.m. UK GMT. Obviously, Brazil versus Norway. Hopefully, Haaland and the lads can do the business. And yeah, on the Monday scheduling, we'll be doing the Mexico versus England game. I was going to say I'd have me Mexico top on, but sadly I don't have one. So we'll do the Portugal and Spain one as well. So plenty. This is where all the big games come up to now as well, chat. So yeah, I think we're all looking forward to it. Chat, who's been a player that's impressed you, a team that's impressed you really, that you didn't anticipate to have such quite a good tournament? I think obviously Curacao and Cape Verde for everyone, and especially off the back of last night's performance. They were rattled, Argentina, weren't they? Don't worry, chatters, nothing's happened so far. Very bitty start to the game, very end, loss of possession really as we approach the second minute. But yeah, chat, do let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep on getting your comments in. Big up there, Henry, as well. I'm not too bad, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in, bud. I hope you are well. So, how are we, Kev? Kev, how are we, lad? And how are we, chat? As well, if you are watching on X, head over to the YouTube channel as well, chat. I know we're doing plenty of World Cup watch-alongs. But yeah, there'll be plenty of LFC content coming up this season. Pre-match, post-match shows as well. Fan debate shows. And yes, hopefully we are every Liverpool fan, whether you're doing social media or just going to game as well, going to ground and the away ends. Just have a very good season to sing home about anyway. And we just see much improved performance levels across the pitch anyway. But yeah, chat, apart from Alisson Becker, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, I know he as well. Is it Alisson Becker? I think he's the only player left in the tournament for Liverpool, isn't it? That isn't in the current squad, unless I'm completely forgetting someone. Probably am. Obviously, Luis Diaz doing well for Colombia. That's going to be let's have a quick look in terms of the draw. I think could it be Argentina, Colombia in the quarterfinals? I think that if that's the case, then that is one tasty tie, to say the least anyway. Let's have a little look on the draw. Can that be the knockouts? I think it was looking before. No, sorry, chat. I'm chatting one. Oh, no. Yeah, no. I was correct for one. So you got Argentina versus Egypt. That's the next big game coming up. And obviously you got Switzerland versus Colombia. And then if they can get into the quarters, it will be a South American, well, not derby, but it'd be massive. Colombia and against Argentina. And I think Colombia have had the better of Argentina over the last couple of matches that they've played. Obviously Luis Diaz, the big star boy for them anyway, so it'll be fascinating. But yeah, ball forward here. Salberi. But Canada going forward down the left hand side here now. Little give and go. Oh, it's ricochet to them on the byline all the way. Do you want to cross the ball, lads? No. It's going to be a corner kick for Canada. Done really well there. I think even the Moroccan players were just like, lads, are you going to cross the ball or what? has he done? Obviously, Brahim Diaz, obviously the Real Madrid forward, doing really well in terms of his tracking back. Oh, yeah, sorry there, chat. Yeah, completely. I knew there'd be one player that was... Yeah, Maka, obviously, he got an assist last night. But nice one there, DJ. Much appreciated, bud. Yeah, so Maka and Ali, is that all, chat? Obviously, Salah's stopped being a Liverpool player as of the start of July. He was a Liverpool player up until the end of June, wasn't he? The last day of his contract. But... good to see a historic result for Egypt as well. Ball into the box. Ball into the penalty box. Canada on the byline. Bonu done really well to smother that opportunity. Really come off his line. Schmeichel-esque, really. And the Canadian fans, he's certainly enjoying himself. Go ahead, lad. Not surprised the price of these tickets. Should be doing backflips in the stand anyway. But there we go. Jonathan David. Yeah, couldn't quite get that right connection over it. Bonu, excellent goalkeeping, really. Quickly off his line. Obviously, former Leo man, Jonathan David. He's at Juve now. Obviously, he did become a free transfer for Juve. Ball into the box for Canada. Cleared by Diop. Obviously, the West Ham centre-half. Is he still West Ham? No, Fulham. Former West Ham centre-half. It's going to be a corner for Canada. Yeah, and Buchanan, rightly so, saying to Halal that was the correct decision. I'll tell you what, he's a bit Halal, got to be careful there. Wasn't really in full control of that opportunity, but referee deemed it to be not as too bad. Obviously, Diop at Fulham now, chat. So it's going to be Essie out. Low driven cross into the ball box. Cleared by Morocco with the far stick. Punched away by Bono. Estacchio. Defusio. What a name. You could tell I was completely butchering that. I said completely. He's a regular on the commentaries. No, what's wrong. He'll get used to it. That's going to be at Morocco. I think Saiberi's down there. He's holding his head. It should be a referee should be blowing the whistle. Doesn't matter if they've just been contact or not. It's a head injury. Oh, look, it's a Premier League referee. I was going to say, chat. I think that of course, the football's been great. Oh, how is he not called after? How's Oliver not blowing the whistle there? Saiberi has just been absolutely wiped out. It's not intentional, but he's completely been wiped out. You can understand why there was a bit of concussion there, but let's see how fella that ran out was about 6'3" as well. It's not like the NFL where they got bloody shoulder padding and everything. Have you enjoyed the World Cup so far? I've not watched a whole match yet. Can't even start the first. Yeah, well, everyone's busy working, mate, aren't they? So, as I said, yeah, you haven't missed too much, mate, in all honesty. So, if you had to sit down and watch a game, mate, now's the time, everyone. If you are wanting to even record a couple of games, now this is where like the big matches do kick off. I'd say the tournament, well, the game of the tournament happened last night, chat. If you've not seen the highlights, go and watch it. Everyone's like, oh, Cape Verde were tremendous, man. Like, I think it was like, chat, is it 150,000 or something as their population? Apologies, I'm completely wrong there, chat, but it's not the biggest population compared to obviously Argentina and the rest of the world as well. But yeah, they weren't just going on Argentina, they were playing through Argentina, Cape Verde. Like, it was so refreshing to watch. Like underdog this, underdog that, absolute utter nonsense. They were going toe to toe with the defending world champions. Like, it was amazing to see, chat, and that's just what, like, gives Liverpool confidence. I know, and for any team for that matter. As long as you work as a collective, you've got every opportunity of winning games of football. Believing in the coach, believing in the vision, every single player running for each other. That's what Cape Verde were doing. But when they were getting on the ball, they were composed and they were getting the head up and they were playing through Enzo and Maka far too easy, in my honest opinion. But it's not like we've not seen Maka do that for like the last 12 months anyway. But yeah, it was so. Yeah, I'd say last night's game was, for me, probably game of the tournament so far. I know we watched Germany 7-1, but yeah, that was against Curaçao. You'd expect them to beat them, but Canada going forward here. Davis. O'Shea just needs to square that to David. To David. Jonathan David was screaming at the far stick. Canada have still got it, Buchanan. Get up, lads. And that's a free kick. And Buchanan. 2 over there, you get it. But yeah, big up there, Hero. So yeah, if you were to watch a match, or anyone for that matter, everyone, this week is now the time to very much watch the games, or even if you can, record them. And switch your notifications off on your football apps, and as long as it doesn't get wrecked for you, and be able to watch them. I think everyone was hoping for the England-Mexico game to be moved forward to a more of a acceptable time, really, but I think that's staying as the 1 o'clock kick-off. So Beatty needs to get his head up here. Final touch, let him down there. Bombito, who I think is one of the quickest centre-halves in world football, chat. I think he's up there with, when I was looking at the data, I think it was him, Mickey van der Ven, and Lacroix. If you've not watched this lad, chat, just check out how quick he is. Rapid. I think he plays in Ligue 1. Oh, quick look. If it's the lad I'm thinking about. Yeah, Nice. Yeah, 26. Yeah. Obviously, Nice and Rennes over the last 5-6 year period have produced, well, not produced, but have signed players that have done really well, and sometimes produced some very talented footballers in the academies as well. Obviously, look at Kepran Foram and many other players that have come through both of those one of those academies, I think. But Johnston, chat, ball into the box here for Canada. Had the right power on it, but no. Okay. Saraprio to David. I tell you what, there's a possible breakaway here for both sides. I tell you, the pile of men forward here, Canada. It's their best spell of the game so far. Obviously, Jesse March. But it's a bit mad seeing all these ex-Premier League managers chat, isn't it? Obviously, you got Mauricio Pochettino in charge of the USA. Jesse Marsh in charge of Canada. Obviously, Cannavaro was in charge of Kazakhstan, weren't he? Obviously, previous World Cup winner as a player. So it'll be a throw-in on the halfway line. Jonathan David is on the bench, chat. Obviously, for anyone wondering why he's not starting, I think he's just recently come back from a big injury over the last 6 months. Obviously, Jonathan David. Unless it's a tactic from the highlights I've seen. I haven't watched as you said there, first time I've actually sat down, like with all you chat and done a watch along really, and commentary on Canada. But from what I've seen on the highlights last couple of weeks, he's come on as a substitution, and he's really impacted the game by all from what I've seen. Not too bad of a sub, is it? That's all. There's a Moroccan player down here. Hakimi down. Oh, what a shame. Not. But right, there we go. Diop. Ball over the top here for Morocco. He's off his line there. Creppy. We'll see. Ball down the left. Wales have beat Fuji in the rugby. If anyone's bothered about that, was it? 39-24. But it's all Canada, as you'd expect, chat. Majority from what you can hear in the stands, and that is again another late challenge on Ashraf Hakimi. In a bit, lads. Didn't even touch him. Get up. In terms of possession-wise, chat, 70% Morocco possession to Canada's 30. But all that possession, as we've seen on many teams, a bit like watching Liverpool last season, no possession, but no real cutting edge, clinical edge really. They've had no shots on target, no total shots, Morocco. Canada with even 30% possession. They've had 3 total shots, 2 shots on target, 11 touches in the opposition penalty area. And Morocco haven't even had a touch in the opposition penalty area. Go ahead, lads. Ball over the top here. Salbari, he's backing into his defender, and he's in an offside position there. Great defending. Put by Bombiso there. Ozzy Johnson. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's got to be tight, that. I think Johnson looked like he was playing him on, but referee was quick to get his flag up, fair enough. But he's still at Southwood, chat. Ball through here. Buchanan. It's going to be a corner to Canada. Yeah. Alistair Johnson, chat. Yeah, he's 27 now. But for me, he was probably one of my standout players of the last Qatar World Cup. Really propelled himself to the world stage. Was playing in the it was FC Montreal. I think that's in the it was the Canadian League, or somewhere in America anyway, or Canada. CF Montreal. Yeah, MLS. You got that big move to Celtic. And Buchanan, 27 now as well. Oh, Johnston. Speaking of Johnson there, he had a big opportunity at the far stick there. He leapt extremely early. And probably the biggest chance for Canada so far. I think he just jumped too early there, in all honesty. Didn't do quite a Cristiano Ronaldo or players that are just doing. Even when you do go early on a challenge like that, you've just got to try and get yourself kind of levitating in the air. Just maybe use the opposition players just to balance a bit more. But Ahmed's down the left for Canada. But yeah, Buchanan's a Villarreal now, chat. 27. 2 years in Spain. Just looking there, yeah. Did get that big move from Club Bruges to Inter for 2 seasons, but he's just been not given an opportunity. Just looking there, 10 games in 23-24, and then 7 games last season, or the season before last. Fair enough. And first yellow card of the day has come out for Hello. Let's have a little look. That's nothing mad, really. I think he's done one there. The Canadian player gone down. Bit dramatic, but it's worked for the yellow card. Hal. So Brady, I tell you, if he's going off here, that would be a big concern for Morocco. One of the biggest goal threats. Nice pint of Guinness, lad. Get it down, yeah. Full of iron. Whatever you got up to, lad. Enjoy it, mate. Spend it with the family or whoever. Yeah, apparently the weather, especially in Liverpool, is meant to be coming back, I think I've seen this week. What was it, last week? We were all complaining it was ridiculous, wasn't it? It was nice, but like it's just got to be a bit too mad. Big up there, Henry. Yeah, well, obviously, if anyone's been away from socials, I think this week, as you mentioned there, Henry, obviously we've seen some clips of Hugo's recovery progress, which looks like it's going good, touch wood. But again, chat, don't be getting too excited. I think the main thing with Ekitike, I think to see us get the best out of Hugo, I think it will be next season. Hopefully he comes back quicker than expected in terms of his full recovery, in terms of game time and that. But yeah, just the main thing is we don't rush Hugo back. The injury that he's just suffered was just huge, man. For me, it will take another year, but hopefully it's a bit more sooner than that, rather than later. That's an awful free kick. It's Bono collecting there. But yeah, for Alexander Isak as well, though, Henry, big opportunity. I think, in terms of us, from a selfish point of view, chat, as Liverpool fans, it was good to see Isaac get a lot of game time. That will do him the absolute world of good, in all honesty. Obviously, a bit more of an extended pre-season. You'd like to hope that Sweden, their training regime was a bit quite heavy. So, it's only going to bode well. The more game time, more training time Isaac's had over the last couple of months, the better, really. Happy days there, hero. Happy days, lad. Enjoy, bud. So yeah, in terms of just looking at the stats as well, Jeff, for the World Cup at the minute. Long searching ball for Canada down the right hand channel. Bombido too eager there. David. And there is a hydration break here, chat, so we'll just speak about a couple of the statistics going into the last 16 anyway, last quarter. Next round, quarterfinals as well. But in terms of goals per match, you're wondering who to back this week. In terms of goals per match so far in the tournaments, France average 3.3 per 90. Argentina 2.8 per 90. Germany 2.8, which is very much dwarfed by the first game that they had. I think they won that 7-1, wasn't it, against Curacao. Obviously, Netherlands are out. They average 2.8. Norway 2.5. All the goals probably they are scored by Erling Haaland, but not too bad when you got a forward like that in your team. USA have scored 10 total goals, averaging 2.5 per 90, which is tremendous, in all honesty. Because I, probably like a majority of you chat, I didn't. I think I've seen 1 or 2 games before the World Cup got underway, or in the last international break. I've seen some highlights of the. I think USA lost. Was it against Mexico? It was South Korea. Yeah, I remember watching the highlights for that from South Korea, and he got battered by them. It was like 3-1, 4-1, or 4-2, and it was just really awful. But friendlies, in it, not really too much you can judge, but yeah. But Canada very happy to stay off Morocco in terms of just sitting off them, but when you get in and around the vicinity of the halfway line, that's when, obviously, typical Jesse Marsh team, very aggressive. But as his pressing triggers that he usually does, like to instill in his sides. Spain conceded no goals. Mexico conceded no goals so far this tournament. Average possession, Spain 68.2. Get on this chat. The second most possession-based team in the tournament was Turkey. They had 65.8, and they got eliminated in the group stages, chat. If no one watched their highlights, they had about like 70 million shots. Just couldn't hit a barn door machine gun, mate. Yeah, just one of the most disappointing things to come out of this World Cup was Turkey's performance. Just, I don't think any of the Turkey fans, even the players, understand what happened. But yeah, certainly didn't have the shooting boots on. So yeah, Mexico 4 clean sheets, Spain. So I'll tell you, I know everyone's got England beating Mexico tomorrow or Sunday, whenever it is. But it's going to be a difficult game, that chat. Very difficult game, especially in the Estadio Azteca. Hopefully Mexico score another hopefully it's no more hand of God goals anyway. Yeah, obviously, if anyone not aware, that was the goal, the stadium that Maradona scored that huge memorable goal. But yeah, certainly won't. Well, you'd expect it not to happen in today's game, but I know we've seen some mad decisions in the Premier League. But wouldn't put it past them anyway. But yeah, England created the most chances as well in this tournament, 20. Big chances missed by a team. England are top with 15 big chances missed. France have created 19 big chances, and they are joint second with 12 big chances missed. France and Canada both on 12. It's just scary in a chat. Whoever beats France or Rahimi, shot on target. And I think they might have made a change there. Sorry, chat, they have. Yeah, that's huge for Morocco. South Bailey's come off there. Where is he? Big up there, Davies. Vasco da Gama. Big up there, mate. Obviously, it's a joy watching Brazil. I think everyone has enjoyed watching Brazil. We are supporting Alisson Becker. And all the Brazilian lads, really. But big up there, Valdis. Nice one for tuning in, mate. Let me just change that in the start 11 for Morocco. So, chat, if you missed that, Salberi, Bayern Munich's new signing, new number 9. Not too bad, really. That I expect that's a huge upgrade on. Obviously, last season Bayern did have, as we all know, Nicholas Jackson, but it's certainly a huge improvement on Nicholas Jackson having Salberi, Ismail Salberi. Oh, hang on. Why's that not changed? So, Rahimi has come on. Henry with Liverpool's new shirt, mate. That's just like with anything, mate. Like if anyone is into, so I say, like even everything's just so expensive now, innit? Sadly. Obviously, if you've got like your own family going on in terms of having to buy like shirts and that, it's just so difficult. I do feel sorry for everyone, really. Even if you wanted to get like your family member or your brother, cousin, or whoever wants to get them a shirt, you're looking at like 100 odd quid. But yeah, if you had to change one rule in football, chat, I know a lot of you might not like it, but I think is like the home shirt rule or like kits. I personally, what was chat? Obviously for the older generation, did the kit manufacturers used to keep hold of the home or the away kit like once every 2-3 seasons or whatever it was? I'd kind of want to revert that, really, if I'm being honest. Like maybe have a home kit like every 2 years, a change. But yeah, anyway, it's just the way of the world now, mate, innit? With everything, whether that be football, sports, gaming, film and TV, everything's just absolutely through the roof. But there will come a point in terms of people running these big organisations and companies that people will just stop paying at the end of the day. People will just cancel the subscriptions and cancel everything, really. And it's the only way you do implement a bit of change, really, when people just start cancelling the subscriptions. Because even when you're thinking about if you want it, even if you go in the game, you're looking at transport, you're looking at the ticket prices. Football used to be the working man's game in terms of, but now it's just become very, 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 very corporate. And football, not just Liverpool, but every football club around the world has got to be very careful in terms of the next 10, 15, 20 year path that these football clubs want to be taking. Because there's only so much you can squeeze out the average football fan. But no one's seen the German model of football in terms of fan ownership and structure. It's really good. I know everyone will pinpoint, oh yeah, obviously the money in the Bundesliga isn't all there. It isn't, but at the end of the day, if it's achievable that you can go to a couple of home games and it's fully accessible for everyone, then fair enough. Ball to the far stick, away by Mazraoui. Don't worry, chat, you've not missed anything in the last 60 minute period. It's been very sloppy in terms of both teams losing possession. Not being too much Yeah, 10% off. Oh, yeah. You just got to be thankful that you got the fan groups for Liverpool. We got so many great fan groups that are campaigning for every single fan that go home and away and give the fans a voice. And obviously, if you want to join the fan groups, you certainly can and have your say. But dialogue is important as well. So ball in here for Canada. Outswinger. Ball to the far stick. Cleared by Morocco. Diaz couldn't quite get the right connection on it. Bouardi been fouled there. It's going to be a free kick to Morocco. Referee stopped the play there. Yeah, it was a foul on Bouardi there. Correct decision. Yeah, it was a foul. Morocco actually is only 0.02. Really poor 35 minutes into the game. Again, as we said at the top of the show, nothing's changed too much. I've offered very little so far in this game. Buchanan down the right. Get up, lads. Mosrari's just screaming at Buchanan there. Just tell him to get up. Yeah, big up there, Michael. Yeah, I've never been, mate. Maybe I'd love to go one day, mate. But my mates and all that have gone or watched many documentaries as well. But check it out, chat. If you're ever thinking about going abroad and wanting to watch a game, definitely go to the Bundesliga. Michael said there, yeah, football. There's a lot that the Premier League can certainly learn off the German Bundesliga in a positive way. In terms of fan representation. Is that a foul for Morocco? It is. Yeah, probably this season, Henry. I don't even know. Chaz, I actually surprisingly done quite well. Yeah, 100%. I think, yeah, and there's still loads of work for Liverpool to do in terms of the atmosphere at Anfield. Anfield, I'm telling you now, obviously Anfield's rocking every 95 minutes of every game. It's unrealistic. But if you can get a good hour out of 50, 60 minutes of Anfield absolutely bouncing. But of course that's dictated by the quality of Liverpool in terms of how we're playing. But even in our poor matches, if we can boost the atmosphere, there'll be a marked massive improvement in the overall footballing quality. But I understand, even when I've gone the game, being privileged to go to the game, a lot of last season was dictated by the performances on the pitch. Of course, it's a lot more difficult for fans to get behind the team when they're going through poor form. But I tell you, chat, we'd win the league every single season, Liverpool. We would. Even when we're going through periods of difficult matches, teams wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo of what to do if Anfield was just a lot more louder than it has been over the last couple of seasons. European nights are different, of course, yeah, because we love that competition as well. But I'll tell you what, we'd blow away 99% of teams if they come to Anfield, and it was absolutely bouncing every single game. And I mean proper bouncing. But that's on the club to improve as well. Oh, go on. Oh. 6 minutes left to go here. 39th minute, chat. Canada players are a bit disappointed. Hakimi said something. I don't know what he said, but let's have a little look. Oliver. Let's have a look. I need to see a replay on that. I didn't think too much of it, chat. Must have just been more verbal, in all honesty, between the both players. Ah, fair enough, Oliver. He's seen enough. He's spoken both of them, I think. He's certainly booking Hakimi. Oh, stop chatting, lad. Yeah, both players are getting booked. Hakimi. This is where you need more... Like Kalina. Remember him, chat? Obviously, if you grew up watching him as a fan. No nonsense, man. Need more stronger Fs like that. Just go to the players. Have a yellow, and jog on. Get out of my way. Get back to playing football. No, I think he's the hard man. Behave, lad. But yeah, chat. I think we're all looking forward to the new season, chat, aren't we? It's the 4th of July. Anyone in the States or everyone happy 4th of July as well? So anyone celebrating? Five minutes left to go here, chat. Not been the greatest game so far. Seems a big opportunities. Hopefully that will change in the next 5 minutes. It just depends, Henry, because it just depends who's playing for me, mate. Because if anyone's seen a bit of Jose Mourinho or Arsene Wenger, like if no one's seen, like I think they done the Champions League commentary and punditry, or like just it just depends, Henry, in terms of who's explaining it. Really, I've got my favourite pundits, and as probably have a lot of people as well. But it's like football analytics, especially from a fan perspective, has really come on massively over the last 5 year period, which is good. It's amazing. Like, I know a lot of people don't like that and say they just want to sit down and watch a game, then that's fair enough. But for people that do, it's there's a lot of people out there that do fantastic work in terms of whether they break down a game, commentary, especially a lot of it is coming from the like TikTok and social media sides, YouTube, which is fantastic in all honesty, Henry. But yeah, the more different things we got about football, the better. And especially if you are a paying consumer, the more variety that you've got. And overall, if you can improve the quality of that, then great. Yeah, Peter. I think all of us did, mate. In all honesty, didn't we? At the minute, for anyone that's not watching a game, Canada have done them absolutely, like defensively, structurally. Canada doing really well. Like even there, Morocco, they've given away a foul here, Canada. But Jonathan David getting a yellow card, but it's done the job. It's stopped the flow of that attack for Morocco. So every time Morocco have got anywhere around or past the halfway line, the Canadian players are just swarming the Moroccan players. And when I mean swarming, there's about 5-6 heads on just one person. So it's just been extremely difficult just for Morocco really to pop that round. For me, there's a lot more space out wide, but Morocco just playing too centrally at the minute for me. That's where they are struggling. But fair play to Canada. They're getting men around the ball and winning the second and third transitions as well. So, ball to the far stick for Morocco. It's fell to Fugero. Probably one of the greatest names in the World Cup. Fugero. big lad as well. Looks about 6'6". Typical big man, small man. Centre-half parent. Oliver's gone card happy now. I think he's just... It's like watching a Premier League game, this. I think so. You got Onani getting yellow carded there. But I think the referee's just sick here. And that was a little bit naughty of a foul there, just whipping him up. Yeah. It was a long 45-minute period for Oliver. He set the precedent now. Got his yellow cards out early. Well, not just early, but for the silly fouls. Fair enough, it was a crunching tackle or whatnot, but... Jesse March wearing jeans. Is he mad? I don't know if it's not on the ground, but I thought he would have worn at least shorts. Not jeans. Yeah, Peter. So hopefully they do improve, mate. But I think we could be in for the long haul here, chat. Because just when you look at the bench for both teams, not got too much, in all honesty, apart from Canada. Obviously, when they have done in recent match weeks in the World Cup, they brought on Alfonso, and he's really stretched opposition teams. And there's another late foul there by Jonathan David. He's got to be careful. He's already on a yellow card. Jonathan David. That's Jesse March. Not happy. Yeah, nice one, chat. If you are new as well, if you are watching on X or whatnot, head over to the YouTube. Be much appreciated, everyone. Yes, a Liverpool channel, but we just love football in general. Plenty of Liverpool shows, plenty of World Cup watch-alongs left to go as well. And there will be Liverpool watch-alongs, of course, and Premier League watch-alongs as well. And Champions League football and bits and bobs. Ball over the top. Morocco. And there's a foul. Oh, you can hear. You serious? Cigar. Yeah, it's a foul, that. I was saying that. No. Again, a lot of the players have gone down a bit too easy from both teams today. It'll be fascinating. So 6 minutes added on there, chat, apologies. So we have played 3 minutes of the allotted 6 at the minute. Yeah, it should be good, chat. The pre-season should be really good. Obviously, if anyone's in the States, you'll get first time opportunity. Well, possibly the first time you've seen Liverpool in the States. Obviously, Liverpool playing in Boston, in New York as well. So that's the great thing about pre-season as well, chat. For anyone that's abroad, you're able to watch Liverpool, hopefully for the first time, or maybe for the second time, or whatnot. It's important, man, because Liverpool is such a big football club. Huge. So it's amazing for the fans to see the Liverpool players. Possible breakaway here for Morocco. Didn't get it right. Diaz. First time it's opened up for Morocco. And they've gone all the way back there. It's great defending by Canada. Really good. It's exactly what they've done all game there, but for the split, 2 or 3 seconds there, Morocco, space did open up, but just far too slow in terms of getting that ball forward and through the lines. Just so leggy in terms of just not getting enough bodies forward. But Canada, they give them an opportunity, Morocco, but Canada, as they've done so far in this whole first half period, getting men back, recovering really well and getting back into shape. Yeah, Peter, I was looking at the, we'll probably mention this in our time as well, just the goal scorers. Like, I don't know, you have probably watched many more World Cups than me. I'm only 30 as well, so I haven't watched that many, but for the older generation as well that has watched a lot more, is there probably the best World Cup for yous? For me, I've got a soft spot for the, I loved the 2008 World Cup, I think it was. 2008 and 2012 World Cup I loved. And that's another yellow card for the Leicester man now, Alcanus. Morocco were on 4 yellows. Let's have a little look at that. The Leicester man. Like, that's a foul, yeah. But Oliver, he's opened Pandora's box now. Everyone's just getting yellow cards left, right and centre. It's just made the game so much more difficult for him himself. He should have called both captains over and just said to them, lads, I've had enough. If we don't sort it out, then I'm going to have to start bringing me cards out. Like, properly called the captains over and give them down the banks. And that is half-time there, chat. Not a electrifying 51-minute period anyway, first half performance. But, yeah, not too many big opportunities. And I think the more happier of the side will certainly be Canada, of course. Performed physically, defensively, structurally. Canada being outstanding, just for both sides, really, in terms of when they do get the ball forward. Morocco haven't had, if not any, I think last time we checked, they had no shots on target. Yeah, Morocco, 1 total shot in that first half, and they registered a shot on target. But given that said, chat, that shot on target for Morocco is literally about 35 yards from what I'm seeing here. So, yeah, again, not even an opportunity, to say the least, anyway. But obviously all Canada's shots have come inside the penalty box, 2 of them on target. Possession-wise, Morocco dominated, really Morocco have absolutely dominated proceedings in terms of possession, but that hasn't really been translated into real overall quality in and around the penalty box, inside out of the box as well. Been really poor, but even still, I think Canada in the first 20-30 minutes had opportunities, not big opportunities to say the least. 4 total shots, 1 total shot for Morocco, 2 total shots on target for Canada, 1 total shot on target, touches in the opposition penalty area. 13 for Canada, 2 Morocco's 1 as well. So a bit like when we've watched Liverpool from this season, in terms of Liverpool's inability of getting the ball into big areas, even touches in the opposition penalty area, then that's certainly where Morocco really struggled. And if anyone that's not watched Morocco so far in this tournament, that's what I felt. They've done really well. They've got very good technical footballers, Morocco, in terms of obviously the Bouardi and the other lads in number 6 as well. Is it El Khanous or the other lads anyway that's playing alongside them? What's his name? El Yunus as well. El Yunahi as well. So apologies on that pronunciation. But last couple of matches that we've seen from them two, they've done really well in terms of playing through the lines. But this afternoon, Canada really congested the midfield in terms of not allowing Morocco that time and space, any real fluidity through in and around, and even in the wide areas as well. If I was the Moroccan coach, I'd be just trying to be best to get that ball down the wide areas, because for me that's where if Morocco are to come back into the game and real add a sustained amount of pressure onto the back line of Canada, then for me, use your strengths. El Khanis, Diaz as well, Mazraoui, Hakimi, and obviously Hakimi and Mazraoui, if you've not seen them in this tournament, you've done really well in terms of overlapping, creating those underlapping runs as well. And yeah, for me, if you can start doing that, stretching the opposition back line, then I do think Morocco should start creating a lot more better opportunities. But obviously the substitution of Salbadi coming off, obviously Bayern Munich's new number 9 anyway. Well, Harry Kane will be getting game time, but that's a tremendous double pairing as having strikers. If you're bringing Salbadi on for half an hour, or even if he's playing 90 minutes in the German Pokal Cup as well, it's a great addition. Certainly an improvement on Nicholas Jackson as well. So chat, if you are tuning in for the first time, if you're a Canadian or Morocco as well, chat, you've not missed too much from a Moroccan perspective. But Canada, I think they'll be the happier of the team in terms of just limiting the back line, back line midfield on the attacking prowess of Morocco. So yeah, all good. So in terms of statistically as well, chat, bear 1 second, I just got to go. But in a bit there, Henry. Nice one for tuning in, mate. Much appreciated. But yeah, Matthias Evening, not very impressed by Morocco in the first half. I guess that is because I'm Canadian. Big up there, mate. Doing their defensive job. Ivan and Brahim Diaz as our right wing spot is still not covered as well. Yeah, Matthias, as we said already when we have watched, he's a player I really do like. Whether he's the right profile of Liverpool for a right winger for Liverpool, only time will tell. Liverpool's data and recruitment drive will be in absolute overdrive in terms of stewing over the numbers, crunching the numbers as well. Who's going to come in down that right hand side? Yeah, it's going to be fascinating, Matthias. But hopefully, if Canada keep on playing the way they have, I think they will tire out, mates. So good luck to obviously Matthias, of you being Canadian. Best of luck to your lads as well, mate, today. But yeah, it's me as a neutral. I'm just hopefully for all of our sakes, we do get a lot of goals in the second half, and yeah, I've got a feeling this will go all the way to penalties. Hopefully, I'm massively proven wrong anyway. But I do think this will go the full length of extra time and penalties as well. Barring the only thing that would dramatically change that would be, of course, a red card. And I think if obviously Morocco, I think just before we finished a half, let's have a little look. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so there's, I think it's 3. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 4 Morocco players. Obviously, you got Hakimi on a yellow. You've got Halal on a yellow card. Bouani as well, and El Khanis all on yellow cards. And for Canada, you've got obviously Larea, obviously the left back on a yellow, and you've got Jonathan David on a yellow as well, Canada's number 10. So, yeah, if Oliver wants to spice it up in terms of making the game a lot more open, then he certainly knows what to do in terms of getting a second yellow card for one of the Moroccan players, or maybe a red or a yellow for the... Yeah, so hopefully the game's not spoiled by yellow cards, but I think it might be anyway. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating, chat. The next, what the coaches do in the next 15-20 minutes spell from a tactical perspective as well. So yeah, big up there, Matthias. Hope you're well, mate. We're not going to finish with yeah, as you said there, Henry, they won't, mate. But yeah, what if I worked last night between... Yeah, Matthias, we were saying at the top of the show, but... Chat, if anyone watched that, what a tremendous game of football that was. And it wasn't just a case of Cape Verde just turning up. They properly turned up. They were playing through the lines, playing through that Argentina midfield and defence on many of occasions. And yeah, it's refreshing to see, chat, in all honesty. Just goes to show, I think if anyone's watched the last World Cup, the progress that Morocco have made. I think he spent, in the last World Cup, he spent like 50, 60, 100 million. I think it was 50, 60 million on like the state of the art training facility for Morocco in terms of from an international point of view as well. So they are improving as a nation. Hopefully the money that Cape Verde have earned, obviously it's probably not a lot, but hopefully the money that Cape Verde will be getting will go towards in terms of everything, scouting facilities, playing facilities, the international hub as well in terms of their training grounds and everything. So yeah, that's massively benefiting Morocco, and it's certainly, hopefully that will be the case in terms of the money that is coming in for Cape Verde. Hopefully it goes to the right people and the right avenues really, so they can progress and qualify on a more regular occasion as well. But yeah, was it the centre half? I think is he a scout? He sounds like a scout lad. Sounds like a scout lad, but he's not. But he plays for Shamrock Rovers, I think it is. The Cape Verde centre half, I think it is. They found him on. That's one of the maddest stories in it, chat. If you missed it, they found him on LinkedIn. So that's mad, in all honesty. That's some good scouting, to say the least. Anyway, and he done a tremendous job. The whole Cape Verde side as well. So yeah, fair play to the lad or lady that found him on LinkedIn, the Shamrock Rovers centre half. So it's a new way of scouting. There we go. It's current international. Ozan, how are we, lad? You surprised? We've done many over the last couple of weeks as well, mate. But yeah, Ozan, hope you're well, mate. And yes, this is where the big football is going to be kicking off in terms of the big clashes, really, of course. Chat. But yeah, don't be worrying, mate. The Liverpool content, I'm just getting everything sorted, really, in terms of scheduled and planned and everything. So keep an eye on the channel, chat. There'll be much more Liverpool content, of course, which I'm looking forward to. And it should be fully flying into the new season. As I said, it will take a long time in terms of building it, but yeah, that's what it's all about for anyone. If you're wanting to do YouTube, just try and be as consistent as you possibly can. Enjoy what you're doing, most importantly. And yeah, just laying every single day as much as you possibly can. But yeah, should be hopefully mainly for Liverpool. Hopefully to have a good season. I think it will be. As long as the football's at least entertaining and we're not watching the dross that we did last year. Yeah. Who's going to top France, Jack? Ozan. I think it's impossible to look anywhere bar France, mate. I think, in all honesty. I think that the quality in their attack that was in the last game, they were bringing on Cherki, and they were bringing on Desiree Doué as well. It's unless they completely shoot themselves in the foot, France, whether that be possibly getting a silly red card or poor defending for like a 5, 15, 20 minute spell within a game, then yeah, as you said, the juggernauts of the tournaments, they are, mate. They should be. Just looking at the way in which, let's have a little look in terms of the passage in terms of for France. So they're playing Paraguay tonight, chat. Unless there's the biggest miracle in World Cup history, that this France side, and I say this France side, it's such a tremendous France side. So if they should progress tonight, they will be playing obviously the winners of this game, obviously Canada versus Morocco, and then in the games later in the week you got Portugal versus Spain again, and then obviously they will play either the winners of USA Belgium. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows how Belgium, if you miss that game, complete and utter switching off to the biggest of proportions, really, in terms of their last game that they had against Senegal. Ridiculous. Really poor from Senegal in terms of last 5-10 minutes, completely switching off. And obviously Belgium winning that in like the 110th minute or whatever it was. But yeah, fair play to Belgium, dug in deep there as well. But there was, I've seen some conspiracy theorists, madness, saying that there was not that I'm certainly not believing in any way. Was the Senegal players were appealing, saying that the ball was flat or something. Yeah, I'm not buying that. It's just poor defending, in all honesty. Even if the ball's flat, you can still play football. Like, I'm sorry. Just even if it is flat, put your foot on the ball and just show to the referee. The ball's massively deflated, but I can still, like, even if it was, Belgium still scored with the flatter balls, so it still ends up in the back of the net. Yeah, it's just loads of whinging and just not admitting that they were poor defensively, in all honesty. So yeah, then you've got Brazil-Norway. That's going to be a fascinating game. Erling Haaland against Gabriel again. That'll be exciting. Hopefully Gabriel is humble. Obviously Mexico versus England. England aren't going to have their own way. Mexico City Stadium, the Azteca chat. If there's been a one-sided game in the World Cup, then that's certainly been it. Obviously, Argentina, it was basically a home game in Buenos Aires, really, wasn't it? Like, it was, yeah, it's going to be a home game in Mexico City. 99.999% of that stadium will be just full of Mexican fans anyway. And obviously, Argentina versus Egypt will either be playing Switzerland versus Colombia. So, yeah, big up there, Ozan. I don't see anyone beating France. But yeah, I personally think it's going to be Portugal or France. As I said at the beginning of the tournament, I think a lot of people did say that as well. For me, the one thing I've been disappointed with Portugal is just hasn't quite worked out in some of their games. Like, you've got all that talent. You've got Bruno Fernandes. I think everyone expected him to have a much more bigger tournament than we all expected. Look at João Neves, Vitinha as well. They've got so much quality in that Portuguese team, just haven't really showcased it to their full potential as of yet. So, yeah, that's going to be some game in the latter stages. So, yeah. So, time will tell. And England... No, I don't... Matthias, if it was maybe me or anyone that has certainly not done much football in many of the years, I get tired going up the stairs, mate, so I'd be probably on the pitch, gone out anyway. But the professional footballers, mate, yes, high altitude, as we spoke about last week as well. It's going to be different. Obviously, the bigger lung capacity as well, and the struggle as well, but it will come into to play, Matthias, but they are athletes at the end of the day. It's what they train for. You will have a bigger lung capacity than the most average people that go out and about, and that are playing five-a-side anyway. They are machines, footballers, of course, but that shouldn't be an excuse, in all honesty, for me. Blaming the higher altitude at the end of the day. Yeah. And the thing is, chat, if you were there for like a week, I think I've seen one of the sports science lads on social media this week, and just TV pundits speaking about the game as well. I think it was Lucas Leave who was on when we were speaking on BBC. I think he spoke about it on the BBC on one of the last couple of nights. He said when he played, he was playing at a much higher altitude for Brazil, or I think whoever he was representing anyway. When he was playing at a higher altitude, but it's like, because England, I think they're flying in 4 hours before the game, I think they are. I think apparently the higher altitude doesn't fully... It does have an impact, but not as say if you were there for a couple of days and you were acclimatised. And so, yeah, I'm probably the worst person to ask about it, chat. But yeah, so apologies. So, yes and no, mate. In all honesty, yes, it might have an impact, but at the end of the day, it doesn't stop you from kicking a ball straight. Anyway, so chat, do let us know. We are going to be back under the way for the second half. But yeah, there we go, chat. So come on, lads. Can we have a couple of goals in the second half? That would be nice. Oh, Morocco would be nice if it had more touches in Canada's penalty box as well. Only one touch in the 45-minute period. Yeah, it's ups and downs, Peter, then. It's not like us, mere humans. Yeah. They would have done all the preparation work. And there's probably all, like, when you see it in, like, sports science and just football clubs as well, like, it's like walking into a lab of, like, Batman or Superman. Like, the the oxygen like tanks, and it's fascinating what they have in modern day football now, innit? Like player recovery. Like most footballers now, like all of them, all the top players, professionals have got like their own gyms, haven't they? But not just gyms, you got like saunas, they've got so much facilities, which is understandable because they can afford it. And but yeah, 100% there, Peter. It's going to be fascinating, chat. But let me guess, that'll probably be one of the excuses if Mexico beat them. Not a case of Mexico were a much better side. Higher altitude. Nonsense. Making all the other teams. Not too bad, Mark. Nice one for tuning in, buds. Hope you are well. Hope you're looking after yourself, fella. And for anyone just tuning in, you haven't missed too much in terms of the game. No real big opportunities. The start of that first half was certainly Olivet. Sloppy ball here. Canada going forwards. Little give and go. Auger. It's going to be a corner. And they're appealing for a handball. Sorry, chat. No, it's a second yellow they're appealing for here, Morocco. Yeah, he's onside there. So it's going to be a corner anyway. So it's going to be an in-swinger for Canada. First corner of the second half for them. Not too bad, Mark. Evening, gent. How are we, mate? Nice for tuning in, bud. Short corner for Canada. Buchanan. Ball down the right. Johnson. Sigor. It's going to be a goal kick for Bonu. Yes and no, mate. In all honesty. It's definitely bang on yellow card there for the Canadian centre half. Completely mistimed that. There was no debate with the referees. Canada's number 4 just flying in there. He done well there. Rahimi just absolutely cut across the centre half. Absolutely bathed them into that foul. It's great forward running from the Moroccan substitution. But yeah, in all honesty, England should win the World Cup with that squad. It's a tremendous squad. But Morocco 1-0. Onaki. Fantastic goal. Lovely. Phenomenal free kick. The whole Canada team was sleeping on the edge of the box. And it was excellent quick thinking by Morocco. First time they've done that today. Quick, intelligent football. Onaki was free on the edge of the box. All the Canadian defenders are thinking, he's going to whip that in, surely. But Onaki, one of the stars of Morocco's campaign in Qatar. Number 8. Hakimi found an Onaki. It's poor defense. Well, hindsight's great, but for me, how no one's picked Onaki on the edge of the box there. One of the defenders should be at least defending that area of the box. It's a lovely caressed finish into the bottom right corner. But they've defended so well before that point, Canada. But now, game on. That's what we wanted, Chas. We wanted a goal in the first 5 minutes. Get this game back. Bring it a bit of life as well. But again, Raheem doing really well. And game on now, chat. Canada. What you know about here? Morocco's real face. Proper bit of quality in the game, and they've scored from it. So fair play. And that's the one thing Cape Verde were doing so well last night. They were recovering. They were answering back to every occasion. Up until not getting the third goal last night. But let's see what they're all about now, Canada. Going a goal behind. Oliver Ajay. Area foul. Referee said play on. Jen will probably be after the World Cup, mate, in all honesty. David, 3-1 goal. Needs to get his head up. Bit greedy, that. So a foul. Oliver's let that play. Brahim Diaz. But yeah, Jen, probably after the World Cup, mate. I think Liverpool will announce a fair amount of the signings, mate. So just try and enjoy the World Cup chat if you can, even if you're just watching it as a neutral. I think it's crucial, and Andoni's already said if you missed it in his all years chat, just watch that interview back again. He's going to be assessing the squad. In all honesty, he'll have a couple of weeks in the back of his mind. He'll know what to do, but in terms of just getting to know them for a couple of weeks, more about the personality as well as players. But he'll know all about the players' quality in terms of, obviously, Bournemouth coming up against Liverpool. He would have done numerous analysis meetings with his coaching staff and everyone. So, but mainly it'd just be about him getting to know them more as a person and as an individual. Are they willing to run through a brick wall for him as a manager? If not, then in a bit. Well, yeah, Chen, don't be stressing about the transfers. I'd say to any year's chat. The signings will come. I think it's just a matter of Liverpool maybe selling 1 and 2, and then we can start bringing in more signings as well. Even though we brought Victor Munoz in, who's looks like he's going to be a tremendous signing. So hopefully a couple more of them chat where we're just chilling and we just see a signing just announced out of absolute thin air. That's how Liverpool always used to do the great business. Yeah, pretty sure there's 1 or 2 of them coming up for Liverpool as well. The less we hear, the better. And hopefully we just sign a player out of nowhere. But yeah, the signs are becoming, Jen. Yeah, I just find it mad that Madueke's getting a game time over Foden and Palmer. But ball into the box, cleared by Buardi. And possible breakaway here for Morocco. If Diaz can get a ball forward, Diaz. It's going to be a corner. That's a waste passing opportunity there. El Yunus is throwing his hands up, the Leicester man on that left-hand side. It was a 4-on-3 for Morocco, and he picked the wrong ball. Bit unlike Brahim Diaz, in all honesty. He usually does tend to get those final balls perfect. But yeah, big opportunity missed there for Morocco. Yeah, pizza. Magic spray. Magic sponge, yeah. Yeah, Mercedes, it's probably for me, plays one of my favourite World Cups. As I said, I liked the 2008 and 2012. Oh no, 2012 World Cup? I only just loved, I think we all did, watching that great Spain side. That was always a joy watching Xavi and Iniesta. And that period from like 2008 to 2012-14, like the footballers that were playing in that era were amazing, man. so good. Even 2006, but I was very young then. But when you get older and you actually watch the highlights back, and you get a lot more of a better football and understand. You're like, bloody hell. That's why it's just magical that we beat that 2005 AC Milan side as well. Like, Italian football in 2006 was amazing, man. Like, the quality of players they had. Obviously 4 times World Cup winners as well, aren't they? But again, for the 3rd or 4th World Cup on the bounce after none in the World Cup. But yeah, not just the Serie A needs to improve. The football and Italian Federation needs people just to go in there that know a thing or two about football and kick them into gear. But chat, as we said after the Germany game, didn't we? When we done Paraguay this week, I find it a bit mad that people are exclusively revealing that Jurgen Klopp is going to be the German manager. Everyone, it was just basic. Everyone knew Jurgen Klopp was going to be the next German manager. It's no exclusivity about it. Jurgen Klopp was guaranteed the man for Germany after the full-time whistle against Paraguay. When you've got a manager and a head coach like Jurgen Klopp available, you go and get him. I don't mean it's officially being announced that Klopp is officially being appointed, but very, very soon that will happen. I'd expect. Florian Wirtz and Jurgen Klopp. Wow. Ball into box for Canada. The first roll. Yeah, not the greatest of clearances. Delivery so far for Canada. Alphonso Davies surely has to be coming on very, very soon. They need him. Need a bit more pace in the attack. Johnson with a long throw. Arteta to be proud here. Go on, lad. Long throw. Away by Mazraoui. Not the greatest of deliveries. That's an awful ball by Johnson. Putting his teammates under so much unnecessary pressure. Like, that'd do my head in if I was a professional footballer, man. Your teammate's there, he's 5 yards away, and he's passed the ball off the ground. It absolutely stopped the attack there for Canada. Because he's having to take a touch and take another extra touch on that as well. Buchanan. Is that going to be a penalty? Buchanan's gone down. And I tell you what, and he's offside. Offside there. And Mazraoui. Bit of acting there. Even he's on the ground. He's been saved by the line over there, Chad. Buchanan, I think he did get pushed, but he was in an offside. Oh. That should be getting checked. Diop's playing him on there. But I'll tell you, Buchanan, the fact that he's been diving all game. I still haven't seen the replay in the offside, but got away with that one, but technology must have been saying he was offside. Yeah, you can't, Matthias. Be much better, mate, than it. Yakino's on. Yakino's savable. I have to see another replay on that, mate. But from a defensive point of view, mate, just completely switched off, didn't he, Morocco? Matthias, I haven't seen too much of it, mate. I did find it quite laughable, in all honesty, but that's X on just an average night, in all honesty. People were ruling out Lamine Camara after a 90-minute game of football. Yeah. Oh, he's... Like, yes, he come on, and it wasn't just him that was bad for Senegal. He picked up an early yellow card, didn't he? But, yeah. Yeah. It wasn't just Lamine Camara that had an absolute stinker when he come on. The whole Senegal backline and midfield and the attack. Yeah. But yeah, with this. Hopefully we are in for him, mate. Him and Sangare. If we can get one of them, then fair play, but ideally for me, Sangare from Lens. If we can get him, then that'll be very good. But I'll be fuming, as I've said to you on numerous occasions already over the last couple of weeks, chat. If he ends up at like Palace or someone in the Premier League, or even at Newcastle, I'll be angry. Because it's basically a tapping. Absolute tapping for Liverpool. Hopefully Liverpool are just waiting for an opposition team to agree a fee. A bit like when we signed Diaz from Tottenham. Obviously Tottenham were in negotiations with him. Obviously Newcastle were in for many of Liverpool's transfers over the years as well. Al-Yawahi's gone off. Not the desired impact really for Canada. So Amrabat. Well, speaking of number 6 as a chat. I never wanted him to join Liverpool. So, well, counter attack here. Bombito defending him. But yeah, those are the mad summers. That's when we were desperate for number 6's chat. Dark times as a football club when you're getting linked with Amrabat coming to your club as transfer rumours. Oh, lovely quick feet there by Diaz. Clearance by Canada. But yeah, Mercedes, I haven't seen anything really credible. Just wait until the very well respected journalist, but if anything comes out, just keep an eye on them anyway. You know the names. Morocco, we're appealing for handball there, Canada. After he's seen nothing of it, he's carried on. But this game is opened up. Yeah, big time. There's going to be a foul on Amrabat. And now Diamandis. It says, last time I checked, there was still a lot of bits and bobs going on about his ownership rights. Has that been sorted? Have I missed that? Has that just come out now? Yeah, it's always good, mate. That's why I wanted to do the watch-alongs as well. Like, it's just great to sit down and speak about football as well, chat. And there's even players that I'm not too well aware. It's like, even when I've done, like, say, for example, like the Qatar games and other, no respect to the lesser nations as well. But, yeah, it's good. But again, obviously, the Liverpool scouting and recruitment will be a lot more thorough than just... They'll certainly know a lot more. Is that going to be a yellow card? I tell you what, he's missed one there, Oliver. I think that's a yellow card. I mean, he's completely conned the referee there. The Canadian centre half. He should be on a yellow card. It was a big opportunity for Morocco. There was a ball in behind, but yeah, it's good, mate. It is good. But yeah, Liverpool scouts, and not just Liverpool scouts, but world football. They'll have all the data, but they'll certainly have a lot more of a bigger inside track. But in terms of when you're analysing a game of football and when you're analysing a player, it's going to be a corner, offside, and it's going to be a free kick for Morocco. But yeah, sorry there, chat. But yeah, Matthias, like, the good thing when I analyse players in terms of whether that be Champions League, World Cups, Euros as well, like, it's how they deal with pressure. It's one thing playing at a club level, but in terms of the World Cup, yes, you do get a lot more space. International level, that's one thing you've got to take into account, the space that you are given. Obviously, if you are playing against a France or a Spain, the spaces are a lot less open, to say the least. Both France and Spain do close you down really quickly. But if you are playing against teams of that calibre, if you can play through that press, you can play through that pressure, get your foot on the ball, that for me says a lot about it as a player. Because if you can play through that amount of pressure, whether that be a semi-final, quarter-final. Oh, he's got away with that, Bonu. Oliver, he's entitled to go for the ball. Game's gone. Yeah, it might be a foul by Larin, but he's entitled to go for the ball there. That's what I don't get about referees sometimes, man. Just haven't played. The ball's there to be won. Like, it's a 50-50. Yeah, Larin might have, but it's not a high boot or nothing. Kyle Larin. It's a risky ball by Hakimi all the way back to Bonu. And there is a hydration break there, but yeah, it's one of them. Bonu and Morocco getting away with big time there. Unnecessary pressure. I think it was Hakimi putting Bonu under. Brazil versus Norway tomorrow, chat. But yeah, Onyanahi getting a pep talk. Scouse, how are we, la? But yeah, big up there, Scouse. Big up there, mate. And it's a lovely tribute, chat. If you've not seen it, obviously you're there. Fair play to the artist that has created that sculpture. Yeah, Scouts, if you'd ever go into Anfield, make sure you'll be able to see it as well. But yeah, you never walk alone, Diogo and Andre. I'm sure the lads will be with us in memory and in thought as well. Every single one of us going to the new year. But yeah, lovely tribute for both lads. But yeah, big up there, Scouts. Hope you're well, mate. Number 6, well, please be a while since. Yeah. The hard out there, Matthias. A bit like Sangari. Just about Liverpool getting. I think the one thing, as we've said over the last couple of weeks as well, chat, and for any Liverpool fan when you're being discussion with your mates or on pods or whatever, is just getting Liverpool go into this market as mad as it is, taking our time and not getting roped into paying like 70, 80 million for a 40 million pound player. Like, the prices at the minute are just ridiculous. Yes, you want to be signing a player, but what we don't want to be doing is paying over extortionate prices for players that are overly, massively overinflated prices as well. Because Liverpool, what we've done over the last 10-year period, of course, the great work that Jurgen Klopp done, Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, Ian Graham, so many of the great recruitments that Liverpool done was shopping smart and buying players that are like we're blown away with, going, bloody hell, did we really get them for that price? But I think I personally do have so much confidence in Liverpool getting back to doing what we used to do, is signing players that have got a point to prove as well. Like, we give Mane the opportunity. Yes, he was a very good player at Southampton, but Mane become the player that he did. Bobby, he become the player that he did. Salah, 9-season wonder. Fabinho coming in, Yeah, so everyone that come to Liverpool, at the end of the day, we want players that want to be coming and playing for Liverpool and representing us and becoming the world-class players that they want to be. So not necessarily... So, yeah. We want players that, for me personally, and for all of us, chance, we want to be seeing players that want to play for Liverpool and want to play for the manager as well. It's going to be interesting how Andoni, he'll deal with it really well. But Andoni's used to losing a lot of his players, isn't he? Obviously, you look at the lads, his back line was massively depleted at Bournemouth the year before last. But you know what Andoni did, chat? He cracked on and got on with it. Hopefully now the players that he likes and the players that he's able to keep hold of stay at the club now. That's going to be good for him and new for him. Yeah. Yeah. Another Fabinho would be great, in all honesty, mate, wouldn't he? Sadly, there is number sixes out there, good number sixes, but yeah, if there was one straight away like a Fabinho profile, you'd expect Liverpool to be all over it, hopefully. But yeah, I think you mean in terms of the announcement of that signing, chat, Matthias, because that was good. Yeah, it was mad, innit? But you do need an absolute rocket. You do need a rocket. Everyone in Italy, like, but when you look at it, chat, like the state, I like watching Serie A, but I get what everyone says, like the quality in the Serie A, it's not what it was in the 2000s. Million miles away from what they were doing in the 2000 era, 2010 period. But yeah, they need just about getting the right footballing people in the Serie A and the football and Italian Federation. A bit like what Germany had to go through. Like Germany had to restructure a lot. Obviously, when they won the World Cup, obviously Mario Götze getting the winner. And even still, Germany are having to rebuild again, I feel. But having Jurgen Klopp as your manager for like 2, 3, 4, 5 tournaments, wherever it's be, it's going to be ideal for Jurgen. He'll love it. I think it'll be the right balance. I think he'll do really well, Klopp, once he's fully announced as the German head coach manager. It's just the ideal situation, getting the right balance as an international manager. And apologies, chat, there's been nothing really from Canada the last 10-15 minutes. There is going to be a second goal. It will be, I feel, a second goal from Morocco. Well, yeah, I'm a bit surprised that there's only been one substitution from Canada, chat. Yeah, 2 subs from Morocco. And Kyle Larin coming on before on the 63rd minute. But unless he's playing the long game, chat, Jesse Marsh. But it's risky. See if it pays off. Jazz, how are we, buds? I don't think so, Daz. I know Real Madrid fans are fuming, saying that they've bought France's fourth choice centre half. But yeah, I don't think he'll be starting, chat, unless there's an injury that I've missed for France at the back. But will be Saliba and Upamecano. I think it should be. Ball into the box. Canada. Ball into the box again. Away by Diop. Johnston. Ball into the box. Lovely touch. Is that a pet? He's gone down there. It's a free kick on the edge of the penalty box for Canada. And I tell you what, it's a lovely touch by Estadio, Canada's number 7. He's a lucky boy there. Lucky, lucky boy. I tell you what, I'm going to bat. It'll be made up. He's not brought him down on the edge of the box there. It's just outside the penalty box. Nearly a penalty there. Yeah, big up there it does. Yeah, Jan. I think we'll all be tuning into the year if Germany, if we get the opportunity to watch Germany again, chat. I think we'll all be interested in the Germany football, especially when Jürgen is the manager. So, yeah, it'd be good. But it looks like the break's done in the world a good chat because, like many managers, but Jürgen looks 30 years younger anyway. It's good for them just to reset and recharge the batteries and go again. But I think that will be the perfect balance for Jürgen. Like the work-life balance as well. You do get a lot more time compared to club football. But yeah, if you're a Germany player or if you're up-and-coming German player, you'll love to play for Jürgen. So Canada, ball over the top there. It's a poor executed free kick there by David. Jonathan David there. Bit of a chipped finish. I get he's trying to get that up and over the wall, but he's got the sandwich on that, mate. Golf club on that. Thought he would have put his foot over the ball, and now Jesse Marsch has now made his substitutions. Thomas David coming on. So yeah, no Alphonso Davies. Fair enough. Shot on target by Buchanan. First real opportunity we've seen on the Canadian winger. Really put his foot through that from a good 25 yards. It did help that it just kicked up a bit off the surface. Just able to get that elevation and a bit of whip and a bit of movement on the ball. So 12 minutes left to go here. Big crucial moment for Canada. Need to come back into the game. Need to find a lot more quality from what we've seen so far. Ball it's cleared by Morocco at the front post. Awful delivery, in all honesty. Johnston, ball to the far stick. Bombito, and that will be a foul on a shove in the back of Amrabat there, or I think it was Mazraoui or Amrabat, one of them. Yeah, it was Mazraoui. Because it was a very congested still. Morocco on that occasion defended that really well. He had a couple of men back. It was Amrabat and Mazraoui. Great defending, in all honesty. But comfortable for Bonu. But yeah. So Promise David has come on for Ali Ahmed. And Jacob Schaffelberg has come on for Richie Larrea. I'll make those subs now. Jonathan David. Ball into the box here for Canada. It's going to be a lot more opportunities in the next 10 minutes here for Morocco chat. If they're just thinking a couple more opportunities, a lot more sensible on the breakaways. As Canada do pile men forward, the spaces for Morocco on the counter-attack will start to open up. And one is opening up here now. It's a 4-on-2. Morocco, just so much space here now for Brahim Diaz. Diaz, he's found, and that is 2-0. There we go, chat. Scored it. Onyanahi getting his second goal of the game, but Brahim Diaz, as we've seen in the African Cup of Nations, just loves to slice opposition teams open. And that is 2-0. Jesse Marsh showing exactly why he was sacked by Leeds. Like, he's waited an extra 20... He's waiting until, like, the 75th minute to make all these subs. And it's intelligent football by Morocco on the counter-attack. So 2-0 Morocco on Yanahi. But I just don't get the substitutions, in all honesty, chat, from Jesse Marsh. Silly decisions. Yes, you want to get that right balance, but what you don't do is leave that amount of space on a counter-attack. The writing was on the wall there for Morocco's second to arrive. It was just a matter of when, not if. But a lovely little Cruyff turn there by Diaz, setting up number 8 for Morocco. Bouhardi there. There we go. On the counter-attack. There we go. Game, set, and match there, chat. Apologies for any Canada fans out there. Mateus, unlucky, mate, but yeah, Jesse Marsh. Awful. Yeah, that was lovely. Ozan won it, mate. Yeah, really lovely. Hopefully Ozan, as I said. I don't think he come on in the last game that I was watching of Spain. But there's been a couple of games where he has started and had a lot more minutes than what we've seen anyway. Jonathan David. But yeah, the apologies any Canada fans here. Jesse Marsh, the balance of the team is an absolute disgrace. It's like watching Slots tactics at the back end of last season. Joe, where they just used to spam on a load of forwards and the team would just be so unbalanced. Jesse Marsh was doing exactly that. He's threw on a load of forwards, or a lot more forward-thinking players. Yeah, every time Morocco will go forward now. There's so much space to exploit. Johnston down the right. It's all well and good having the lads up front, chap, but if you're not finding them. Yeah, it's a 3-on-2 again. Oh, God. Go on, Anahi, lads. Ball into the box. And that is off the bar. It's so simple for Morocco. Should have been 3-0. Canada, lads, you got the forward-thinking players on the pitch. You've got to make it count. Ball forward here now. Buchanan. Ball into the box. Cleared. Yeah, chat. Apologies, I don't make that substitution. But yeah, hopefully we do see a lot more of them in the tournament. Ozan. It'd be good. We'll do the Spain watch along, mate. Don't be worrying about that. The cameraman was even... It'd be nice if you actually film the match. Be able to see. Lovely little dummy there. Canada, Shufflebone, ball into the box. Quality of delivery's been atrocious so far for Canada in the full 85-minute period. Again, simple for Morocco. And now they're doing scissor kicks. What are you doing, lads? Come on. Canada now. Savria. All down the right. Johnston. They've overloaded the penalty area, Canada. But again, it's alright having the players in the box, but if you're not finding them. Ooh, did he kick him in the head there? Jonathan David. So have you missed it, chat? Azedi Onahi getting the 2 goals today. 2 very good finishes on the edge of the box in each side. And Diop, he's had a good game, but simple for the Fulham centre-half. Buchanan and Sigur coming off. Too little, too late for Canada, in my honest opinion. Or hopefully we are proven wrong here and he can switch it round, but ball in, away by Bonu. Excellent clearance. And the referee, I tell you what, he's put himself on the line there, Bonu. Oh, so he is playing his football in the Saudi Pro League. We'll see he was his former goalkeeper at Sevilla. He was playing in La Liga anyway, I know that. Before his move to the Saudi Pro League. Yeah, playing for Al Hilal. Yeah. In goal for Sevilla. For how many seasons long? Yeah. 5 seasons. And before that, he was playing for Girona. And before that, Real Zaragoza. And then before that, Evidences, it was for Atletico Madrid's second B team. So a lad with a lot of experience between the sticks. But yeah, simple. Yeah, simple for what? Onahi can't be given a player with that quality, that time and space at any level of football, really. You're going to get punished. Ozan, great question, Ayla. I'll pose that back to you, mate, in chat. Yes and no, mate. Because I think as every single week as we go into the new season, Ozan for every Liverpool fan, but from all of us, I think when Jurgen Klopp was in charge, it was fascinating and it was amazing to watch. That's why Jurgen Klopp was given a lot of time. Yes, he was a serial winner. Well, he's a winner in Germany. He'd won the Bundesliga title with Borussia Dortmund as well, and the trophies he did in Germany. But there was a clear progression every single season. Every single year we watched Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, there was an identity. There was everyone's key word off the back of last season was, where's the style of play at Liverpool? Where's the style of play at Canada? Just Route 1 football, but typical Jesse Marsch football. That's what happens when you employ Jesse Marsch. Ball to the far stick. Simple. Yeah, it's all in front of Morocco. That's what they've had all game today, chat. Apart from the second half, both defences very happy to see the play in front of them. But yeah, as you said there, Ozan, I'm looking forward to it. I think we all are. With a new manager, there will be, I'm expecting a rotation of players coming in and out of the football club as well. Maybe 1 or 2, that might be a bit of a surprise departure for Liverpool. I do think there might be a bid for Maka or possibly Dominic Szoboszlai. So, because we need to bring in money as well, chat, let's not forget. And I'm hoping Dom doesn't leave because I love the lad. He's got his shirt behind me, but if Dom's not going to sign that new contract, Liverpool need to be a lot more shrewder over the next 2-3 year period as well. If players aren't going to be signing new contracts, we need to actually start selling them when they've got 2 years left on the contract, or maybe, and not 2 weeks on the contract, and it's impossible to get a player tied down there. But yeah, 8 minutes added on here, chat, barring an absolute footballing miracle, and it would need to be a footballing miracle for Canada to come back into this game, but Morocco's big tournaments experience and overall quality in the end of the day. Canada's inexperience in big tournaments and quality as well, but mainly the experience in the dugout. Yes, Jesse Marsh has managed in the Premier League, but for me, not being a coach, in all honesty, that has thrilled teams that he's been at, or internationally as well. Don't be so. Canada. Jonathan David, get up, lads. Not a foul. It's been a while since I've seen an international team like this, chat, of how poor. And especially you watch how well Cape Verde done last night against Argentina. Canada, they're getting players forward, but it's all well and good getting players forward. No real clinical quality so far. And we're 92 minutes into the game. This could all change though. 8 minutes added on, chat, as you can see. Shuffle ball into the box. Bonu. Canada's goalkeeper's up. What? There's like 5 minutes left to go. Oh, that just says everything about Canada then. Your goalkeeper's going up with when you've only played 3 of the allotted 8 minutes added on. Maybe it was the 97th minute then. Mad. Which has... Congratulations to Morocco, and I'll say that with even 4 minutes left to go, they're not getting beat, or they're not bottling a 2-goal advantage, this Morocco side. Structurally perfect so far tonight, seems how they've set up. Really punished Canada when they have gone forward and got the opportunity. Clinical to an absolute T. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit of a... It's been refreshing for all of us if you have watched the international football. Yeah, no. It's been good to see the good officiating from non-Premier League referees. Such a big disparity in terms of the overall quality when you watch referees from around the continent. The way they've implemented VAR and the decision making into their game management as a referee has been refreshing. But it's not an easy job being a referee, but as we've seen in the Premier League, I do think a lot of the referees do make it too harder from what it is for themselves. Shooting themselves in the foot on numerous occasions when they are refereeing Premier League games. Ball into the box for Canada. Again, a flat ball to the far stick. Canada's goalie going to the halfway line. Just stay up, lads. If you don't come up, just stay up. Might as well play as a defensive midfielder on the halfway line. Be an extra man. That's going to be a free kick for Canada. So, it's going to be a free kick for Canada's number 7. Which I'll see you a bit later as well. Massive thank you to everyone that is tuned in tonight. If you are watching on X, head over to Anfield Road TV on YouTube anyway. Plenty of Liverpool content. as we progress into hopefully a very exciting new season for the Reds, which it will be. It'll be a much improved level of performance with Andoni at the helm. Nelson, deflection. Chappell Bones to the far stick. Johnston. And it's wide. 2 minutes left to go. And Monachan player has gone down. Good game management. He's fine. I think they've been perfect, Mark, in all honesty. Apart from tonight's game. Like, their use and application of how they are using the technology. Before the Premier League kicks off, all the referees in England should be watching and analysing every single performance of all the World Cup games. I suppose there might be 1 or 2 games where, obviously, there might be some referees who've done bad, but I'd say 90% of the decisions I've seen in the World Cup have been sound. A good use of the technology that is at their disposal. Like the offsides, the VAR. So, yeah, and that needs to change, Mark, for Liverpool. It's not how you run a football club, so we can't financially continue to do that as well. Has he on? Oh, he's lucky. Yeah, game boxed off, chat. Oh, could be a third one here for Morocco. Diaz, get your head up, lads. Boa. Hey, there we go. 3-0. Canada. What are you doing, lads? 3-0 Morocco. And they are well and truly into the last 8. Another historic run for Morocco, and fair play to the lads. 3-0 Morocco. And it was Morocco's number 9. I tell you what, he's done well. There's Rahimi as well since he's come on for Salberi. Been a great vocal point. When they have gone forward, Morocco, it's been really well executed attacking football. Something that certainly Canada have failed to not do for 98 minutes in this game. When the ball's gone forward for Canada. Awful. Fair play. Yeah. Oh, Duty, Ozan. Yeah, I did wonder why, but even still, I suppose Bayern Munich do pay his wages, don't they? So, yeah. And, like, even Alphonso Davies coming on at, like, the hour point. For me, he would have kind of stretched the team, but I don't think he couldn't have just stopped this Moroccan attacking. Like, it's Jesse Marsh. The defensive liabilities do lie at his feet. Like, so poor. And that is full time. So Morocco, the first team to reach the quarter-final stage, and I think Jesse Marsh will be no longer Canada manager in the next couple of hours. I think he will be following Julian Nagelsmann and some other head coaches that have gone already. But chat, as I said, let's rattle through all your last couple of comments. Onahi, I think, man of the match for Morocco, chat. Obviously, understandable getting the 2 goals in which he did to put, obviously, Morocco 2-0 up in the game. But yeah, when he did go forward, he really controlled the attacking line for the Morocco. Very astute. And I think, just to quickly check on the statistics, I'm guessing it's going to be like 4 shots on target, 3 scored, as it was in the half time. So they've been clinical, Morocco, when they actually have gone forward. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it is chance. Didn't even have to look at it anyway. 5 total shots for Morocco tonight, 4 shots on target, and they've scored from 3. So fair play to them. Just looking at all the opportunities Canada did have, really poor. I think only 2 shots in 98 minutes inside his own in the opposition penalty box, and one of those shots on target for Canada was 35 yards out. So fair play. Unlucky. But yeah, so that's mad, isn't it? Ozan, if they were saying that, but yeah. Fair play to Morocco. Congratulations to them. Fully do deserve it. They can do, Ozan. They got a lot of quality in Morocco, and as we've seen, we done the watch-alongs on the last World Cup, didn't we? And yeah, they're a good, well set up side, chat. Obviously, but beating that France side, it's a completely different ball game. Really, you have to raise your game a lot more higher. Chat, can I remember? Was it Morocco where they defeated in the semis by France in the last World Cup? They got to the semis. I know that Morocco. I think it might have been France that they were knocked out by, but there was a bit of revenge on there. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating, chat. Or it might have been Argentina that beat Morocco. It was either France or Argentina that beat Morocco in the semis. I know it was, but yeah, we have lost. Yeah, and internationally as well. Yeah, but as ruthless as it is, international football. Yeah. You have to be an elite level international coach to survive at an international review in terms of as a head coach or as a manager. But Canada, they huffed and they puffed, really, but didn't have too much. In all honesty, yes, they won a couple of games along the way. Let's have a quick look at the teams that they beat on my notes. Yeah, so Canada, the teams that they beat Qatar 6-0 on match week 1. You'd expect them to at least beat them. 2-1 defeat to Switzerland. And luckily, I'd say, yeah, that South Africa game versus Canada, yes. 1-0 for Canada. But again, that game was it an 85, 86 minute winner for Canada? So they won it late, that game. So that could have went either way. So unlucky, Canada. Just really, I think going into the next World Cup, for them, they need to improve dramatically the quality of their side, really. Even Jonathan David was a big letdown for me in terms of coming into this World Cup. I expected a bit more, but I think that follows on the back of what he did for Juve last season. He come for, I think it was a free transfer at the beginning of last season. Well, beginning of the new season last year. And just failed to materialise any real quality from what we have seen in glimpses in Ligue 1, but that's not really translated to international football or Italian football for that matter as well. So, chat, we'll see it a bit later. We certainly will get a lot more goals in that France game. It's going to be fascinating, but if Gil, between the Paraguay sticks, has a performance like he did in the last game against Germany, then it will certainly be a very difficult night for France, but I think we're all expecting France to win that game, aren't we, chat? But yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. I will see you. What time are we on now? Yeah, so what time's kick-off in the UK? 10 o'clock kick-off, chat. We'll be live at 9:45 tonight anyway. I'll see you then, chat. But as I said, if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. As always, congratulations to any Morocco fans tuning in or listening or watching. Much appreciated, everyone. And commiserations to Canada. But just didn't have enough quality at the end of the day in terms of coming into the tournaments. And overall tonight, just really poor. But that stems from the players, but mainly from the fella in the dugout as well. Yeah, just ran out of ideas as he did for Leeds United and other teams that I've seen him manage as well. So yeah, unlucky Canada, but a lot of work is needed over the next 4-year period for them to get back into the World Cup as well. It's one thing qualifying, but to really sustain quality, because you're looking at that Cape Verde performance last night compared to the Canada's performance tonight, night and day really. Cape Verde looked last night like a proper, well executed, properly coached football side compared to what we've seen over the 98-minute period. And Cape Verde were against the world champions, and they were against Leo Messi as well, and he dealt with him. But yeah, it all stems from the coach in the dugout. Chat, I'll see you at 9:45 tonight in UK time, GMT. Hopefully I do see you there, but if I don't, have a lovely rest of your weekend. You start to your Saturday morning or evening, wherever you are watching around the world. Everyone, massive thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll see you later for the France game. Should be a good one. Yeah, just inexperience, certainly, mate. We have a lot of So chat, absolute legends. I'll see you later. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you a bit later as well.